find the mean and standard deviations by using Excel.
Then we created bell curves with the data that we just found. These bell curves compared girls, boys, and all the test scores together.
If somebody had a test score of more than one standard deviation away from their previous score, then they're suspected of having a concussion.
Do you have a concussion?
Mrs. Serba received our concussion data
from the tester in an Excel spreadsheet and put us in groups by test by gender. We had to find the standard deviation and the mean of our data set.
To find the mean, we had to add up all the individual scores and then divide by however many tests there were. We learned how to find the mean in Excel by using the equals average command. We also learned how to find the standard deviation manually by taking each number, then subtracting the mean, squaring it, adding all of them up, then dividing by the number of tests. You then square root this number, which results in the standard deviation. In Excel, we learned the command to easily find the standard deviation for us.
We learned that computers with appropriate software can help you with math and save a lot of time, too.
A bell curve is focused on the mean, or the average. It shows the data in sections that are 1, 2, or 3 standard deviations away. 68% of the data is within 1 standard deviation away from the mean. 95% is within 2 standard deviations, and 99.7% is within 3 standard deviations of the mean.
In the case of our concussion data from the ImPACT testing, a bell curve can show whether you have a concussion or not. If you score within 1 standard deviation away from the mean, you most likely don't have a concussion. Any score beyond 1 standard deviation means that you most likely have a concussion.
Here are 2 examples. Susie has been hit in the head with a ball, so she has to take the concussion test. She scores a 67 on the concussion test, but prior to being hit on the head, she did not take a concussion test while she was healthy. So we have to compare her score to the national baseline. The national baseline, the mean is 85.9 and the standard deviation is 9.8 for verbal memory. So since she got a 67, she would be more than 1 standard deviation away from the normal, so she has a concussion.
Okay, so let's say Bart, which is this other guy who got hit in the head, let's say he did not have a baseline test prior to being hit in the head. So then his new score, which is 73, would be compared to the Powhatan baseline, which would be 73, which would be about right in here, which is more than 1 standard deviation away from mean of 84, which means he would have a concussion, but
Bart did actually take the test, so then they would change his mean to 78, and that was his baseline, and then they would use the same standard deviation from the Powhatan baseline, and 73 is not more than 1 standard deviation away, so he doesn't have a concussion.